Alrighty, how are we all doing today, folks? Let's get that audio up, get it happening. And perfect timing, Ben's movie just finished. Welcome in, Ben. Welcome in, Ash. Lovely to see you both, as always. Love the fireworks. I actually really do. Thought they were very pretty colours. But how are you all doing? How was your days? How was your movie? Which I know for a fact it was Titanic. Which is low-key kind of appropriate sort of for the build that we're doing today. This is the build that we worked on yesterday. As you guys know, you were both there. But yeah, I did a little something. I actually added this little, I don't know what you'd call it, like a dune? Because it is, I suppose, sandy. It's like a little dune thing happening there because I just thought it needed like some height variation. I kind of like it. I think it's neat. I think, it's rock pooly because like they're not easy to walk in about. You go on and you go in and you do your little thing and you call it a day. And you just pray you don't get bitten or stung by a blue-ringed octopus. So, that's got a fish in it, so that's quite deep, actually. And this is the other one. The other one, this one's mine. Not great. But, it exists. This was a tiki bar that we started last night. And so I was looking at names, and of course I Googled, consulted the oracle, so to speak. And I loved this, like sort of a beach. But I was just watching Spec stream and Lily Panda had the great idea of like tequila sunrise, but like rise was like RY as in, possessive, like rye. And so I thought of like specular sunrise, right? How do we think about that? Is this I've used all my wit in the comment section of everybody else's stream, and so now we're struggling. But that's just as a fun little quirky name I actually thought was quite cute. So this area kind of we've got to start, it needs a little bit more. I am so underqualified for this section. So this is not what we're doing tonight. What we're going to be focusing on actually is just, I was thinking in this little cove here, and I want it just to be sort of visually interesting. An extension of the rock pool. So I want to bring coral down here. Lots of little stuff like that. Something that you would be quite happy to go scuba diving in or snorkeling in. You know how you have, because scuba diving is a little bit different. So this was just like the goggles with the snorkel. Spectacular Sunrise is a great name. I think so. I love it. But yeah, I'm thinking just something that's, you could picture really tropical fish living in it. And that's the goal for today. And we'll probably have like plants in there as well. We all know I love my green. We've got coral. I don't know how much coral we have left. Speaking of, look at all this stuff that Spec left. Like all of these good tools. Look at that. That wasn't me, I can tell you that now. I haven't been playing all that much, actually. So, and it takes a lot to get it. So I haven't done it. Here we go. Oh, we've got tons of those. That's great. Only 9 blue ones, so we'll have to use those sparingly. Let's just fill up with coral and kind of just get started, I think. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to have to take off the beak. Because what we'll do is we'll put the diving helmet. Is it you that? There we go. The diving helmet there so that we can still see underwater with the halo. You can't see it now, but it actually gets really dark under there. It's really difficult to see. So we're going to keep it lit up and keep that vision happening. Would I like a beach-themed fun fact? I would like nothing more, actually. get some river reeds happening. Let's put some stuff away, just that we're not going to need. Probably not the pineapple, definitely not the bookshelf. And I'm just wondering what sort of option... Oh, we've got tons of blue ones. Look at that. I don't need to be so careful after all. Rock ones, we're going to put rocks under there. What else would we consider? Oh, these for sure. What's that? Oh, I haven't even seen that before. Pink coral. Okay, there we go. We'll get some of that. Oh, what's in there? Oh, we're going to want... Actually, let's just take all of that. That's the good stuff. You can tell I've done so much prep for this. Would it be weird to have glowing mushrooms? Would that be a bit strange? Maybe. The Titanic was 882 feet long. It's insane. Is that person to person, like foot to foot? Let's start. I think we should build up the middle of it a little bit more. Do we want to build it up, or do we want to have it as if like you could actually like swim down and look into it? Because like lighting options for this low down are going to be really difficult. But when we're walking just under, and if I go like this, like that makes it so much prettier, and we can have like a final walkthrough like this, and it's still really pretty. We could do that as an option, right? That could be, oh, just another thing. The difference between it is insane. We have a pearl here. I'd like to not get rid of that as well. Let's have it cascade around. So we'll build it up just a little bit more around the edges here, I think. I've been living for these Titanic facts, love, honestly. And that sounds sarcastic, but they actually have been making me so happy. Like, some of them are obviously more pleasant to hear about than others, and those ones haven't been all that happy, but, you know, that's still pretty neat, I think. And you know what's actually extra neat is Chicago tomorrow night. We're going to see Chicago tomorrow night, and I am so excited. Like, I'm absolutely frothing at the mouth. We want just a little bit. We've got like tons of room. All of this, I think, is going to need to be filled in. I think, because it looks really weird to kind of start building there and have it all up there. So this whole area, it's got to be big one. This whole area needs to be coral. Coral, and more coral. So that's what I'm dinking anyway. That's what I'm dinking. Here we go. Get rid of you. And I can't even eat. Building underwater is the worst. But, you know, it could be worse. Don't lunge at me. I was actually, I was on this TikTok. On this TikTok, like TikTok in general, actually. And on my For You page, there were like ocean facts and stuff like that. And to be fair, some of them were facts, but a lot of them were arguably speculation, you know. Like, we'll never discover all of it, like all of the ocean, for one. You know, and it's kind of like, well, you can't just make that call. That's not a fact. I mean, it's likely, but it's not a fact. So yeah, that was obviously one of them. The other one was the Mariana Trench. There's like a specific point in there where Mount Everest could fit in the Mariana Trench and still have room, like still have, like, it's something like 10,000 kilometers or something before it broke surface. Like, so just stupid deep the ocean is, which is all, you know, all well and good. So like, they're just fun facts, but there was this one fact, and it was like the largest great white shark to have been recorded, and they put an implant in it, and the implant just started like sinking. Not really sinking, like just going like diving almost, just like down, down, and down. And they said that the temperature of the implant rose really significantly, as if to suggest that it was in the like belly of something bigger. So, and I thought that was pretty neat. You know, it's all like, we don't know what's happened to it, but it's all pretty neat, I think. Pretty crazy stuff down in that ocean. And you can't tell me that mermaids don't exist. Like, it was speculation how they said that we wouldn't discover the whole ocean. But, you know, the fact part of it is that we still got tons left to discover. And you can't say that they just don't exist in the part that we haven't discovered. You know? So they exist, for sure. Heard it here first. I'm certainly the only person to have ever claimed that. Absolutely. It's a bit... Some builds I feel really weird when I start, and I feel or not when I start, but just like a little bit nervous, I suppose. So some I could be like, oh yeah, okay, I can see the shape this is taking. I can see the vision. I know I've just got to be patient. And then like it gets to that weird point when you're like, oh no, I don't trust this. So like I'm already at that I don't trust this stage. I'm unconvinced of how effective going down is going to be. Because as I'm walking around here, as I'm right on top of this square, it's not that dark. But if you have a look, like just over where the halo is, you can't see the ground at all. So I'm thinking we build up in the middle and just go from there, and then, oh, almost fell through. And then kind of go from there, I'm guessing. So if we just do it a little bit more this way, we could still probably leave like a deep, dark part as something, as a reason to walk into it. So maybe if we, what if we did like a spiral, as a, you know, visual representation of my mental state. Can do little islands like Benny did on his coral build. Oh, yeah, that was really beautiful. And he did a shipwreck and stuff. That was really stunning. Also, hello, welcome in. Lovely to see you. We could do that. Because he did his in like, his was a big circle, and he did it as a like the outside of it. A shipwreck, did I say? I did. I have so here's my future plans for future Rhymenora. Heaven forbid if I can ever get this bloody do or die editing done, which I was working on it a little bit earlier. Slowly getting there. It's happening. But yeah, so the future plan is I want to have like a movie set sort of island, and just all over the islands there's various movie sets. Now there's this DreamWorks movie that I love, which is Sinbad. I can't believe I had to think of it. Can't love it too much. Yeah, and in Sinbad they go through, and it's like to do with the sirens, so mermaids and sirens and stuff. But it's kind of like they've got to go through this tunnel, and on either side of them, I'm pantomiming this, that's why I've stopped, but like on either side of them is like these big rocky sort of mountains, and then they've got to go through the middle, and through the middle is where the sirens are. And there's lots of shipwrecks and things like that, and so that's what I want to build. That would be pretty neat, I think. So in the island reefs, they are shaped interesting and long. So are you thinking, let's go, we could do this one sort of long, right? Like this. And a bit more interesting shaped. Probably I need to thicken it up a little bit, I think. Right, so if we just do it there and have a couple of those, I wonder if we could do it in a spiral kind of shape. And here's the fun fact. The hull of the Titanic weighed in at a whopping 26,000 tons. That's insane. The diagonals are good for sure. We like that. Okay, that's good. That's good. You've come... I don't know if you were there, Azzy. I actually... No, I think I saw you. Absolutely. But I did this for you. And I giggled the whole time that I did it. Like, break glass if you need ideas. And it's the... it's the chef hat. Cook up some ideas. Oh, we have fun. So... I've also been working, I guess, on the do or die video aspect of it. I've been working on like the introductions and for the introduction like video, and it's going to be like, I know it's introduction video seems well. It's like a meet the contestants, and I kind of want it like WWE, like, and we have SDB in the arena kind of thing, you know, not necessarily like that, but like each person's sort of introduction is catered to them. And I've got to admit, my one for you is my favourite, Azzy. I'm not going to say it now. You'll just have to hit that notification button to find out. But Ben laughed. Although that's hardly a metric. He laughs at near everything I say. So, bless him. Okay, so that's a good, interesting shape. And for a spiral, so let's do... Where do we want the start of the spiral? We probably want that... I feel like I wish I'd... This is so pedantic. I wish I'd built this like 2 blocks to the left. Let's go almost out and then in again. So here, I reckon. And sort of do want to keep that diagonal shape. Can always move it. Oh, that work? That's like, you know, when you're whinging about like, oh, I've got such a messy house, and like your mum responds, it's like, well, clean it. And it's like, no, that's not, I'm not looking for the solutions. I'm here to whinge. I'm lazy. Don't have to have them above water too. Yeah. Well, that's it. So we can have... I think I want the outer ones above water, but I want to slowly be... I want it to slowly look like it's going down. Like a whirlpool. I think. That's... So these ones still up above. Oh, that rock's posing a problem. Let's get rid of that. And have like, yeah... Just like a little... So this one will come above water. I think when I start going to where the halo's sitting, like when I reach that point, I'll start doing like islands like half in the water, and then it'll go like down. It actually probably makes more sense to do it the other way. So like this is up and all close to the beach is up, and then it kind of spirals in. So this I will move, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because it makes sense to go up around near the coast. Right? But I'm not really in the business of making sense. I'm in the business of making dollars. Here we go. Actually, this side. That jellyfish got way too excited. Go. Just a little bit over. It doesn't need to be, like, too far. Actually, you, shoe, and then you, I think. And this one, thick like here. And I reckon like, here we go. I'm using like all my brain power. It's a struggle. So we're going to have it thick here and coming out there, thick, 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 and then it's going to go down. And so the next one be sort of similar but maybe like in the middle it'll come up and then back down. So the next one will be here. We're just doing an errant idea and praying with everything that we have that it doesn't look stupid when we're done. That's the way that I build, I've learnt. Who was I listening to this morning? I think it was Riley. I was listening to her and she was saying she builds by the seat of her pants, and I felt that. But like instead of my pants, I build to the seat of like your pants, Azzy. So, because you're the brain power behind this operation here. Oh, give me 2 seconds. Sorry, just had to shut the door a little bit. Oh no, listen, no, but you've got like a proper juicy brain, Azzy. Like it's so like wrinkly and juicy. If you squeeze it, you'd have so many ideas. You do have so many ideas. You don't do builds like this though, but you're very clever and naturally good. But I hear it. I can hear you say that. A juicy brain, the juiciest. Alright, here we go. And it's the way that I so arrogantly and confidently stated that, that might be, hold on, that might be too far inland. Like, I so confidently stated, like, oh, I feel like I'm a nature builder. That's where I feel comfortable building nature. It's just easy for me. And here I am struggling. Here we go. So this a little bit further in. But you know what would also be a neat build is building in The Little Mermaid, the part where Ursula gets impaled, how it's like a whirlpool, but there's a big hole from like the top of the ocean to the ocean floor. That'd be pretty neat to build, I think. You're struggling with your build, but you'll just have to live with it and move on. What are you struggling with? Is it? Oh, that's the... I don't want to get rid of that. Is this the farm one? Yeah, I'm with Ben. I am, like, I would bet my life that it's amazing. I want to curl it more, actually. Probably more like that. The farm one is okay. Any of your builds are simply okay. It's a different one. I love your building, by the way. You probably couldn't tell because I'm actually really like quiet about it. I don't really talk about how much I love your building. Here. This needs to go up. It's terrible, just not what I had in your brain. Not what you had in your brain. I feel that on a soul level. Like so much. Hi, Kent. Welcome in. Speaking of really good builders, which is absolutely insane. How's that vision for you guys? Can you guys see? All right. I might go sleep, actually. Yeah, I've been watching Jersey's tours of your island, Kent, and it's just every single one is insane. It's so, so good. And it's like, imagine having that kind of consistency in your Dinkum builds. Not around here, partner. I can tell you that. It's very hit and miss around these here parts. But you know, I actually really like this beach area. And this is all spec. I just spent the whole stream telling stories. So you only use imagination? Oh. Like, skill is involved too. There's a lot of skill happening there. I'm 100% certain of that. But you're also another one of those people that, like, can use different things in Dinkum for not what they were intended for. Which is a pretty neat skill, I think. But I'm terrible at things like make-believe. Need to practice and learn. Ooh. Sounds awful. You're not that good. That is a lie. You absolutely are. You're phenomenal. Morning, Sarah. Gee whiz, you're early today. It must be so early. You poor thing. Good morning. I hope what sleep you did get was very restful. I have such mixed feelings when I see you here, Sarah, because I'm like, oh, Sarah's here. I'm so grateful. Like, I love this one. You know, oh, which reminds me, I've been terrible at this. You know, just this wave of gratitude and like wholesomeness. And then I think of like just how early and so tired you must be. And I feel so guilty. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. This coming January 15th, tour with Jersey. That'll be good. Oh, I've got some here. Actually, let's put the others on charge. But this time in your community map. So that community map, Ken, is that like a collaborative effort then? Or is that like, well, community, you'd have to assume it's a collaborative effort. For sure. All friends, yeah. That's lovely. I'm very excited to see it. He Jersey streams at an ungodly hour for me. So I usually try and watch his videos. I can't keep up with all live streams. There's just no way that's happening. All right, so that's a big one. I reckon if we do another big one right near that jellyfish, so just like here, and then that should look like a spiral, and then we could build the thing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. Being very cross with me, being very vocal. He's not usually very vocal at all. But he's here to just, you know, chew me out, make sure everybody knows that he's chewing me out. Probably want it more long this way. And so the plan is to build coral all on, like, just all over the place, to kind of spew coral on it. The way that when you have a look at the reef, it's all different heights. Everything's living, breathing, and moving. Everywhere you look, there's a little bit of coral. Just kind of like that, I guess. Okay, you return to community map. Your friends are online now. And continue to decorate all-you-can-eat special restaurant. That sounds amazing. I hope you have a lot of fun. And thank you for popping in. Just popped in to confirm. Yep, I could still build really well. Confirmed in comparison to this, which is at the bare bones stage. Oh, I got to tell you. We're almost ready. We'll get in the water very soon. Which I think here, and I don't want that to break. I reckon a last little one here. And then we can build the thing. You'll watch me later with Jersey. Oh, Sarah, yes. I thought you meant me then. And I was like, this is news to me. But yes, that's at midnight and I am very, like, anxious to watch that. I've got to try and stay up. Pick a number between 1 and 57. Let's go 49. Okay. And this one, just a tiny little one. And probably tinier still, this. That kind of looks like a spiral. It looks like a spiral on the map, which is kind of neat. Let's get rid of all this seaweed and then we'll do the thing. Oh dear, that's so late and you've got to work. You can watch later. It's okay. No, well, I'll try my best to come and say hi. I really love, like, hearing you start as well. The Titanic took 2 hours and 40 minutes to sink. Could you imagine just how scary that would be? Like, scary enough that the boat's going down, but for that long? That's a huge amount of time. That's a movie's length. They should make a movie about it. It's insane. How proper scary. Here we go. And then everyone should dress up to go and see that movie. Yeah, I couldn't. I was actually reading this book, and it was a fantasy book. It was so good. But the girl she was a sailor, and she said that it was just a really kind of cool little tidbit, but she said that sailors don't really learn how to swim because it's a kind of death. Because if you know how to swim, then you'll tread water, and so you're not likely to, like, die instantly. You're just dragging out your own death. It sunk quicker than the movie. It really did. Only 23 of the 908 crew aboard were female. That's insane. Yo, does that mean I was a crew? Nope, I wanted off that shit. I mean, the women probably sunk it. Like, I'll show you equal pay. Here we go. Something like this, I reckon. Lord, I hope this is going to turn out somewhat okay. Hope. Let's go in. What should we start with? Probably, I reckon the big coral, because that's going to be the hardest to fit in, I think. So we probably just want, like... I do want them a little bit closer together as, like, intentionally. So if we chuck one here... That's enough Titanic facts. Just for now. I want to hear some later. So keep them up. For now. Yeah. Coral tables are 2x2. Yep. So that they're still like quite a big footprint for what they are. That's really quite large. But I like them. I think they're pretty neat. And that it wasn't the Titanic, but the Olympic? What is that? Ben was telling me actually that they've built a Titanic too. And I just could not imagine tempting fate like that. Do you know what I mean? Am I making tide pools? I guess so. We call them rock pools here where, and it's just, oh, I need to eat. Where the tide's out and there's lots of little coral and you can go in and explore and have a look at all the little creatures and things like that. Yeah. So I suppose you guys would call them tide pools then? And then, this one's like a big one. The hubris of mankind. Yeah, you're not wrong. Just tempting fate. You wouldn't catch me on that thing. I can tell you that now. Let's do... So on Benny's, and I really loved this, he used a lot of red seaweed near the top, and I love the way that it looks peeking out. Here we go. There's some over here. Because it is just such a vibrant colour. Like, look at that. I love it. His was a lot more, I guess, intentional. There's no way you'd get on it either. I tell you, I'd get on like a competitor's cruise ship that's sailing alongside it, just to watch and help when the time came. But they've got to get in that freezing water first before I do anything. They've got to learn their lesson. Also, people debate just how close the Californian was at the time, but it's believed they were close enough to see the distress flares, but didn't comprehend what it was. How would they not? What would they think it was? Hey, there's a distress flare. Do you think everyone's okay? Yeah. Like, it's a fallen star. Oh, look, another one. In the exact same spot. Can you imagine? I'd be livid. Absolutely livid. I think I'd be more livid if they saved me and I had to go back paying rent. But, excuse me? No, this is my chance. Just let my family claim the insurance and we'll leave it at that. That's nuts. You think they'd be trained for that? Yeah, right? Well, you'd think, but like common sense just ain't all that common, unfortunately. Here we go. Let's do this. Probably a little bit more. I reckon just here. And I'm going to do next day change because I want to see what that looks like. There we go. That's pretty. That's vibrant. And then I think honestly, I reckon let's just go ham with all of the coral. Like when you have a look, particularly at the Great Barrier Reef, it's all done. Like everything's everywhere. The parts that aren't dead anyway. But it's all growing and part of the thing. The radio operator aboard the Californian was asleep during the distress signals. No, but did they not think to like wake him and be like, "Hey, radio operator, what do you think this distress signal means?" Do you, like maybe it was just really grouchy and they're like, "No, under pain of death, do we wake him?" They didn't take those in shifts. Yeah. Understaffing's been a problem since forever. They thought it was a party. A party? It's just silly. I love all those fantasy novels and movies, and they talk about how usually it's like the captain and they're captaining a ship and they're chasing their goal and they're almost at their goal and there's something like there's another ship nearby and that ship, we should put something in here as like the centerpiece, and that ship is like in distress, and so they have like this captain is like, oh, I really want this goal, and usually it's the first mate that's like, mate, it's the way of the sea, you gotta look after each other, you gotta look after each other. Like, and so they always go and check it out, and I just feel like I did not ever think for a second that was the fantasy part of the fantasy story. Like you'd think that would just be the case. Could do a fountain. Oh, the 2x2. Yeah. We could do that, actually. That'd be really nice. I'll go and grab it. Remind me to leave a spot for it. Let's just do a little seaweed here and there. So, but like they say now anyway, that if your ship sinks and there's somebody nearby, to like not trust it, like, or if something happens, they're like, don't trust it. And I'm like, man, you can't trust anyone these days at all. And I mean, I feel like So here's a story time. Here's a story time. When I was really young, like single digits young, I used to catch the bus by myself from my mum's to my dad's, and that's an interstate bus trip. It was stupid long, and I absolutely hated using the on bus toilet because it always stank. It was really uncomfortable, and it was moving. It wasn't a really pleasant pooping experience. All right. And that was apparently important at, say, 9 at the most year old. And so we stopped at this gas station, and usually because you stop and you pick people up and you drop people off, or you do, you have like breaks and stuff to get out and stretch your legs. So usually we have like something of that. So that's what I thought it was. So I got out of the bus, and let's have a look at what's happening. So I got out of the bus to go and use the toilet in this service station, which isn't much better than the bus, but it's better than the bus. So I went. And then the bus left without me. It just left. So they must have done a head count or anything. Might not have seen me hop off. It was weird because, like, where I sit on the bus, so you have the driver right at the front, and behind them is a seat, and then you got the aisle, and then like right to the left is another seat, and right at the front is where I sat because I was, a child. And they left me behind, and the guy at the service station would not let me make a phone call. And I didn't have anything on me. It was all on the bus because I pretty well expected to hop back on the bus. And so I started bawling my eyes out. I had no idea. I was like, this is it. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to have to work for this bloody service station before I can be allowed any ounce of freedom. I'm going to have to start my new life. And there was this guy there, and he said he was going that way, and would I like a ride? And like, listen, I chose wrong. But in my defense, I was stupid young in so much distress, because it's like when they talk about stranger danger, they don't really talk about like, hey, if you're stranded, like what to do, usually they say like use a phone or something. So anyway, so I get in this stranger's car, and if there's any minors listening right now, first of all, I'm not the channel for you, but it's been reasonably well behaved, this one. But yeah, so I got in this guy's car, and he follows the bus. And I remember he was actually getting a call in the car, and he put it on loudspeaker, and I debated saying something so that somebody knew that I was in the car. So I had the presence of mind once I'd made the decision to be like, oh, I fucked up. This is not where I want to be. I didn't say anything, and I think because I was warring with, I'm like, what if I angered him? And I think that kind of also speaks like that split-second decision-making, which wasn't great in the moment. But even then I knew, I was like, I'm in so much danger right now. I don't want to anger this man. And he must have been the sweetest man ever. And he followed this bus for ages. And what he was actually doing was he was following the bus, and we drive on the left. And he had his left indicator on for the whole time because he caught up to the bus. Had his left indicator on the whole time. And finally, the bus pulled over because he must have like clicked on like, what is this guy doing? Pulled over, and I got out and I hop on the bus, and you could just see everybody's face just go like white as they realize, like as they've done the math of what's just happened. And I don't know what happened to the bus driver afterwards. Knowing my mum, he would have gotten a right earful. Mum was livid. So, yeah, there you go. That's, I forgot why I got onto that story. So, there was a point there. Um, why did I start that story? Who knows? Oh, I remember now. Sorry. It was the fact that like you can't trust people in the ocean because if you sunk for a random reason, then they're likely who sunk you. And I just think it's really sad. And like especially because I had this really pleasant experience with someone who helped me, and I can't really go around preaching, "Hey, you should hop into strangers' cars," but you know, it's yeah, I don't know. It's sad that those few get like doesn't get the recognition that it deserves. Thank whatever God that he was, a man with good intentions. I know. And it's like when I think back, I shudder. And it's like if my son had done the same thing, I would just absolutely lose it. You couldn't imagine. And it's like it's something that we talk about, now. Don't hop in a car with strangers. Don't talk to strangers. Don't don't so much as even look at a stranger these days. And it's just, yeah. I hope that he's had a really lovely and fulfilling life. That's my hopes for him. And I mean, arguably, I'm not sure how great the bloody service station guy would have been. And I'm wondering if he got a right earful as well about not letting me use a phone. But he was a potential witness if something potentially required witnessing. So there you go. There's my crazy story. I want to actually hide my HUD and go have a little walk through. My story could have been a Criminal Minds episode, right? I think let's go this one. Because coral grows, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know if I love that seaweed, actually. I think that seaweed takes away a lot. What are we thinking? I think the seaweed takes away too much, like too much vision. What a world we live in that every other human has to be considered a threat. You're right. And it's really, really sad. That actually... Yeah, I don't love the tall seaweed, unfortunately. Probably just do a couple here and there. That's not too bad, that one. These ones have to go. Just had this image of me watching your murder episode on TV, not knowing that alternate universe me is dating you. Yeah, how crazy. Could you imagine? And that's just it. Like, it so could have easily been, like, we were in, like, outback Australia. Like, nobody would have known what had happened to me. And, because there's a whole ass movie about it, like, in Wolf Creek, people chopping people up and stuff like that. It's just insane. Let's do. It's insane to think about. So there you go. Whenever somebody says, like, hey, you're pretty smart, like, that scene runs through my head, and I'm like, I can assure you, I am not. What I am is really lucky. We were one person's intentions away from never meeting. Oh, I'm sure there's been plenty of times where our lives were on the line, and you just don't know it. Do you guys have serial killers there? Yeah. I can't imagine why we wouldn't. We'd have serial killers everywhere. They're just a lot less fun to listen to. Some brutal ones. Well, yeah, because we got, like, the movie Wolf Creek was inspired by true real-life events, right? You feel like serial killers are an American thing, but I know that's probably not true. I think the term serial killer was coined from America, but no, it certainly we all unfortunately have the same human nature. And it's not a pleasant one. We all just, yeah. It would be so much better if we were all just nicer to each other. But we all act like it's so bloody hard. I reckon what I'm going to do is actually seaweed all around these here parts. That's not going to go too wild and it just kind of looks like seagrass. We seem to be a violent lot here, especially. Yeah, I would agree with that. But I mean, the less educated people are, the more violent they are. And unfortunately, the education system's just gone so downhill. There's just not enough resourcing, too many different opinions, too many politics coming into it. It's just, yeah. It's not great. Not great at all. So I just kind of, yeah. I guess in conversations like this, it makes me feel really appreciative about this little, like, pocket of the world that I've kind of carved out for myself, you know, where I've made great friends like you guys. And it just makes me feel all the happies. Alrighty. I hate that. See, if I put a light on this, it's not really going to come through, and I hate that. Let's go. I'm going to go and get some... I'm going to go and get some lights anyway and just see what's happening. They've destroyed the education system here. It's everywhere, Queen. Like, was it your chat I think they were talking about? I'm like, well, you know, it's a lot easier to train worker bees if you don't let them learn how to think first. That's all it is. How bleak. Imagine having the experience that I've had where I've come across like the kindest of people, and then I'm like, but we're all assholes anyway, so what does it matter? This community has given you hope that people aren't terrible, right? Everyone's so lovely here. It's like, and I've had experiences of people having not such a great time, and I just can't, like, I'm not doubting their experience, but I also just can't believe that that would be true because, you know, I've had such a great experience, and I don't know if upsets me is the right word, but it's like you just don't want it to be true, I suppose. Like, you want us all to kind of get along and all of that. Hey, Spec, how are you going? Like, you kind of just... We're talking about, I guess, the paragons of society and how how lucky we are to have met some, and how weirdly... How... I don't know how to sum up what we've just talked about. But, you know, how it's pretty sad. It started from the bloody Titanic. It's all Ben's fault. And we were talking about how you just can't trust anyone. And then we'll talk about how great the Dinkum community is. And it kind of just... And that's where you've popped in, of course. Talk about great Dinkum community, and there she is. So thank you so much for the raid. And now that I've finished my spell, I'll say a proper hello. Welcome in. Hi, everyone. So we got Spec, Geo, Nanny, Sam. Welcome in. How was your Valheim experience? Did you have a lovely time? I struggle so bad watching your Valheim, and you guys are all ganging up on this poor giant that doesn't even have pants. Like he's buck-ass nude and his bum's out there for everyone to see, and I'm just like, oh, the poor guy, he's just trying to vibe. Leave him and his bum alone. And then, you know, I'm trying to think of like how many bum jokes can I make, and then I'm like, no. She's boot camping. Oh, and thank you. We did a really good run. Your crew did well. I'm very proud of you. Oh, Captain, my Captain. You killed a pantsless giant? Right! Oh, maybe I should use like different colours. What about blue? Blue. I should be using blue, particularly on the inside. 3 of them. You only died twice, so you're proud of yourself? I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. His bum was in the wind and you murdered him? His bum was the wind. Or maybe 4. Oh, the poor things. Oh, dearie, dearie. Hold on, give me 1 sec. Sorry, darling. Sorry, right next to me is the sofa and I had stuff down there and I could see my cat just trying to find a spot around all this stuff and I just felt really bad for him. He's immediately sat down, of course. It's gonna have to be on this thing. So, well, I'm very proud of you guys. You guys did very, very well. You did him dirty, Speck. He probably had it coming, right? Right. But speaking of Speck, I added this, and I wanted to get your opinion, actually. Once we get there. I need to add a little something in this spot here. I don't yet know. But look at this. I added like a little, like a crevice, like a sand dune. See? As like just some height variation there. And it looks, when you're just like walking back and forth, there's rocks. But when you're walking like up on it, then you can see the kind of like sand and stuff, which I think is pretty neat. Oh, it's a little pineapple. So, yeah. And that's what I've done. You'll have to watch it. Big blue fellow, you can't miss him. Speck, would you like a Titanic fact? Pick a number between 1 and 57. Very nice. If you want to cover the edges, you can always plant pineapples as well as rocks. I did think that, and I was like, I needed to step away from my, like, desperate need to cover everything. I've got some of it there, you know. I'm just hoping there's enough visual interest. The trolls were not out trying to make friends. We asked. But how did you ask? That's just as important. I so desperately wish that you could change the lighting. Between 1 and 57, do 38. I reckon like a palm tree or 2. Well, we went, hey, then they went, which is probably like their nice way of saying like hi. They were probably like, hey, what are you doing with all those bows and arrows? Would you like a cup of tea? You like the sand dunes? Hi, friend is the usual greeting, followed by a swift kick to the face. I gotta tell you, my favourite part was actually watching you all, like, in a huddle as you, like, plan out your attack. It's like, we're going to have, like, bows and arrows in the back. I want to see cut tendons. I want to see broken kneecaps. I want to see, you know. And then it's like, break. So, I love it. I'm mad for it. The Titanic movie earned enough money to build the Titanic 11 times over. Insane. He was watching it again, by the way, today, Speck. Let's do you. Let's get a couple of you. I think these probably would stand out a bit too much. Okay, gotta get going to spend some time with Mel and Kaya. Tell her I said hello. And you rock. Oh, 2.2 billion. That's insane. I've heard Speck's pep talk before then, right? Oh, thank you, Speck. Oh, honestly, Nanny, before our stream yesterday, I had kind of something happened in my life. And I said to her, I was like, look, this situation's just sort of happened. So I'm going to apologize in advance for anything kind of, ugh, my nose. Where did I put my beak? There. Yes, it's like, I apologize for anything, you know, for like not being as witty or as, you know, upbeat as I kind of led you all to believe that I am 24/7. And she gave me like the pep talk of the year. She like sat me down. She's like, tell me what happened. Like, walk me through it. And then like proper therapized me. I got more out of that 10-minute conversation with Spec than I have in like a year's worth of therapy. um, she gives you that tough love, I gotta tell you. So funnily enough, it was another James Cameron movie that beat it, Avatar. That was a phenomenal movie. Okay, well, you're entitled to um, your wrong opinion, Sarah. How dare you? She is great like that. She's so wonderful. I'm actually going to plant this. I'm going to do 2 in this big fella. I loved Avatar too. And it's like, I went and saw it in the movies. And I was just so flabbergasted by it. Did you like Sarah who? Did you like Pocahontas, Sarah? Because it was just kind of like an adult version of that. Not that Pocahontas isn't adult itself. This says like next to no curl on it. You're sorry, but yawn? Okay, alright then. Not to put you on blast, but like, what sort of stuff do you like then? Do I want like 2 together? I probably... You know what I ought to have done is some coconuts. Fern Gully ripoff? Hey, listen. What did Avatar ever do to you? It was just there to make money. Did you hear that they're doing like a Fern Gully live action? And it's like, I'm so tired of live action stuff. I'm ready to be thrilled with something new. And I'm happy for... I'm really loving all of this like book to movie adaptations. I'm going to stand still here for a second because I need to pantomime this rant that we've just started because I'm fuming, absolutely fuming. So I loved the Netflix show Shadow and Bone. It was just fantastic. And I really loved how they actually tackled it, is how they had the Shadow and Bone trilogy and the Six of Crows duology, and they put them in the same TV adaptation because they were part of the same universe, you know, from the same author. So you got kind of like so much content in it. It was so good. It was amazing. And do you know why they cancelled it? Do you know why they cancelled it? Because Netflix is doing another series, and it's Witcher adjacent, where there's 6 young teenagers doing a heist, which is what fucking Six of Crows was. And I'm like, why would you cancel a really good show to make a new show with the same premise that you don't even know that people are going to like? There's so much other Witcher content they could have focused on. Oh, I'm absolutely fuming. And Rebel Moon was a piece of shit. I watched a review yesterday, I think it was, and that got me all riled up again because it's like Netflix thinks we're dumb, and I was like, yeah, and it's like Netflix thinks we're stupid, and I was like, yeah, and then it's like Netflix wasted our time, and I was like, I know, it wastes so much of my time, and still I pay for that subscription. So just I do it to myself, truly. It's my own fault. So the beauty of it was mesmerizing, absolutely, for Avatar. And Avatar 2, I wasn't as impressed with Avatar 2 as I was with Avatar. But it was still really good. This tree needs to go. I actually don't like where that's sitting. Like, it just didn't feel as heartfelt as the first Avatar did. but it was still good. We need a good K drama. We need to. Oh, I can't remember the name. The one I mentioned to you yesterday. Canceling popular shows in the height of it is the dumbest move. Yeah, and Netflix does it all the time. Actually, well, the thing is, right? The big problem. I swore I put it. Where did I put my chainsaw? In the tools chest. It's not in here. But it just does it all the time. If it doesn't get the same sort of hype from what you'd expect from like Stranger Things, then it gets cancelled. Am I going crazy? Oh, it's bloody right here. Yeah, a Korean drama. Korean shows, Nanny, are where it's at. That it's really good writing. Six of Crows was amazing. Oh, it was so good. So good. And I gotta tell you, block your ears, babe. It's like, I am so hot for Kaz Brecker. I gotta tell you. Like, and I'm in there watching, like, Kaz Brecker edits and stuff. And there's this part where he, like, flicks his cane, like, he throws his cane up to grab the bottom of it and just, like, whacks someone across the face with his whole body. And I've never been more turned on in my life. I wish he would hit me like that. Like, it was just, and it's like, in real life, if I saw that, I'd be like, you're a wanker. Don't ever come near me. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you. I don't even want to breathe the same air. But because it's in a show, it's fine. Actually, the redder the flag in a show, the hotter they are. It's just physics. Look, babe, you get it. You're also hot for Kaz Brecker. And yet we aren't supposed to get trolls. Listen. They're just naked. I feel so bad for them. They're just vibing, hanging out in their own little hills. It's, yeah. And the Darkling as well. And I saw this, you know, in TikTok, how they do, like, pictures now, and you swipe it like it does on Instagram. And it had the, like, I would die for you. And you had, like, Nikolai and... Oh, what's the name? What's the name of the Fjorden? I can't remember, but him. And there was... Right, I can't remember any of their names. I can only remember Kaz Brecker. But, yeah, there was the Fjorden and the chick that could, like, change your appearance and stuff. And, you know, they're like, I would die for you. But then you swipe and it's the hottest characters in the show. It's like, it's the I would kill for you. And you've got, like, the Darkling. You've got Kaz Brecker. You've got somebody else I can't remember. And you have the chick, I can't remember her name. She's a stone cold bitch. She's so nasty. I'm in love with her. I love her so much. Nina. Yes. Oh. She could step on me. I just adore her. It's funny because after this talk, I'm probably going to go to bed and be like, do you still like me? Do you still love me after all this? Yeah, and I don't know what it is. Like, I do, actually, that's a lie. In fantasy, there is few things more attractive than someone killing for somebody else. Like, being like, I'm so sick of this prince of, like, I would sacrifice you to save the world because that's the right thing. And Inej and Jesper, I love Inej. She's cool. I like Jesper. I love Wylan. I love Wylan so much, and I would die for him, actually. But Matthias, him, yeah, so he was one of the squares for the I would die for you. And, you know, I suppose he would. But anyway. The the villain being like I would kill for you or I have killed for you is just so much more attractive. Like I feel like it's just so much more reassuring, you know? Like, I don't know, the fact's like the you're mine, but not in the possessive sense, but in the way of like it's you and me against this shitty ass world and I would burn it to the ground to save you. And it's like if anyone said that to me in real life, I'd be like, I can't. Like, that's so toxic. What about everyone else? Don't they deserve a life? And all of that? In my fantasy shit, love it. I eat it up. Nikolai's more your speed. He's fun. It's the verbal sparring. I get off on it. I love it. It's my favorite people are the people who do like, I guess, that verbal spar, who kind of like take it and give it back at the same time. That's fun to me. Bullying my friends is fun, apparently. So who are your three people then? I need to know. Watch me take this personally too. They'll be like they won't look anything remotely like me. And they'll be like, well, okay, I guess I suck. Guess you hate me. You wouldn't even love me if I were a worm. I knew it. All of this is confirmation bias. I'm kidding, love. I should have waited till after he said it, because now he's going to say that he's not going to say it. But we're all curious. Curious, even. You, like, lady, is it Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village? I get that one. I get that one. And Henry Cavill, yeah, he's something else. Absolutely something else. Why didn't I get any of the seeds that I needed? Here's this. And I need to get some rocks happening in here too. Is legit. He's the legitness. It's not fair. It is absolutely not fair. Here we go. I wouldn't mind so much. Like, he could be attractive, but he needs to be an asshole too to, like, balance it out for the rest of us poor humans. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something wrong. Especially in The Witcher. I know. Aragorn any day of the week. I gotta tell you all, the dirtier the man, the hotter they are. Aragorn's bloody... When he became king, I lost all interest in him. So, like, when he was all dressed up, had his crown on, he was clean, I was like, what? But when he was ranger and he was dirty, and the way that he pushed open that door and he's, like, moppy, like, soggy, sweaty hair, was like, I was like, oh-wee. You know? And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. The bathtub scene? Do you know, I had a friend at work. I still have a friend at work, actually. But she was in love with The Witcher as well, particularly Henry Cavill as The Witcher and the bathtub scene. And for our Secret Santa, because I got her, I photoshopped her in the bath with him, and she's holding like a margarita kind of thing. And I even went so far as to put like a reflection of her that was a little bit blurred in the water. And I framed it, and she opened that in front of everybody at work. It was the best experience of my life. Hers too, she loved it. And I then went on to make, for her birthday, to put that same picture on her cake. And I made the cake look like the bath. And I made it look like I got a cutout of her and the Witcher to sit in the cake. So that was probably the coolest and funniest thing that I've ever done with my life. It was so funny. So she's good quality. I miss her so much. Her name's also Michelle, actually. Not the, oh, don't, I'm getting hot under the collar. I know. Queen, I feel you. And it's unfair. But, like, listen. A dirty girl as well. Like, Queen, who am I thinking of? Like, the assassin type girls. I particularly love it when they're, like, hooded. I'm like, if the more likely, the more skills that the person possesses that could kill me, the hotter they are. And I don't know why that's science, but it is. It's just the way things are. I don't make the rules. I simply live under them. And I don't get it. I've no self-preservation. Like, cue the bloody car story again. I'm just begging for a reason at this point. Like the way I'm acting. We're the best, absolutely. Are you thinking Celine in Underworld? Absolutely. 100%. What could go here? Do you know what though? I watched Underworld and I used to think Craven was so slimy. But then I was like, he's like low-key ambitious. I kind of got it. Like her friend that sold her out, I was like, oh, I sort of get it. You like ruggedness, abs, and bodybuilders absolutely turn you off. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's not comfortable, you know? And you absolutely know they're all about like, oh, I just like to get shredded, babe. Like, I just need to go to like the gym, gotta get shredded with the lads. And it's like, leave then. Like, bye. You know? I could not think of anything worse. And this is for you, babe, because I know you like to go to the gym. You're not like that. Like, there's a difference between people who like to go to the gym and then, like, you're shredded, like, bro. Yeah. Actually, I think this needs to go down. So, it's a fine line. I think the problem is that a lot of the people that I'm attracted to aren't actually real. And that gets me. Ben, you're real, aren't you? Right? I'm quite concerned that I've now just dreamt you up. Could be a possibility. Yeah, quit preening already. Right? You're not a dad bod. Get out of here. Here we go. Give me Spencer Reid over Derek Morgan any day. I feel like Derek Morgan's in the same show. I haven't seen it. But I do know who Spencer Reid is. And yeah, absolutely. And they're just so much more interesting. Who else is going to give me Titanic facts? I ask you. Nobody. Here we go. This one could be like a deeper crevice, I think. Are you real? Now you're unsure. I don't know either. It wouldn't surprise me if I dreamt you up. You're too perfect. Would be nice if you weren't. He's the beefcake in Criminal Minds, and he's an arsehole. Ugh. Oh, it depends on what kind of arsehole. Is he like an arsehole to everyone but you? Because, like, I'm for that. Or is he just like an arsehole to everyone? And it's like, why are you around? Why are you here? Why does anyone like spending any time with you? They probably don't. The iceberg left a 300-foot gash along the hull. That's really impressive, considering they don't have any feet to begin with. He's so self-righteous. Oh, I hate that. Quit wasting my time with that. Unreal. It's the most boring thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I think the area is actually coming out really quite okay. I don't know how many more trees I want in this area, and I'm half wondering if, like, this one looks weird. I'm half wondering if it should be this thing, a palm tree seed. There we go. Everyone loved his dynamic with Garcia, but I don't know. He was so annoying to me. Weirdly, so, I don't like that, but I really love reading in fiction, like when there is like a self-righteous arsehole like that, and then he kind of like meets his match, and particularly because the woman sometimes like needs that competition, like needs that friction, if that makes sense. So they're equal and they complement each other well, and I would actually probably really get behind that ship too. That's my take on the matter. This can go up. Not that high though. Is that Takeshi Kovacs from Altered Carbon in Riker's Sleeve? I haven't seen that. But yeah. I have heard really good things. I just don't think it's for me, if I'm being honest. I tell you what though, like, I love literature, but my favourite thing about literature is the romances in it. I'm mad for it, and I can pick like a really good romance. All the shows that I've shown Ben, he's loved. Like all the romance ones. So I got to tell you, I know how to pick them. Right, it's really good. Is it? So I was low-key kind of like, I don't know, not thrilled about it, but maybe that's just my own like bullshit, and if I just sat down and actually watch it, I'd probably really enjoy it. What does this need? It needs lighting. Do a mix of you and you. Spec was right. Having the blue and the white actually really complement each other. She knows what she's talking about. Except Bridgerton season 1. Hated that. But I knew you would hate that though. And I knew exactly the reason why you would hate that. And up until that point, actually, you didn't hate it all that much. Oh no! Oh shit. Oh, did I just lose all you guys? No, I didn't. Oh my god, I clicked on something on my computer and it started to do like a restart. And I was like, no. Jesus. The fear that went through me. So he only hated season 1, and it was just the particular dynamic between Daphne and what she did to the Duke. And I kind of agree with it. I think it was really poorly handled. Now it's Betty Who. Oh, I scared myself, Nanny. I was so panicked. I'm actually going to just extend this a little bit over. Just so I can squeeze a light in. And then try and rock this up. Yeah, I get it. And like I said, I knew he would hate that. The thing was, he loved season 2. Absolutely loved season 2. And so did I. And I was really surprised because I hated him. But that's a perfect example of that like self-righteous asshole meeting his match. And it's just such a delicious dynamic. I'm so here for it. Would it be weird? Put a palm tree right here. Let's do it and we can find out when it grows. Season 2 slapped. Yeah, it proper did. And I'm so excited for season 3. And that comes out really soon, actually. Actually, I think I want you that side. No. You, I said. And you that side. You hated in season 2 how it was nothing like the book. Oh, really? Because I haven't read book 2. I've only read book 1. But I could also easily live without reading it. Oh my god, I'm still on. I am. She's going late. It's only 10:30, Reeps. What are you talking about? Welcome in, by the way. Rhymer poos. Reepsy poo, more like. Steph's got it right, I gotta tell you. What do you think? This is pretty neat. This is what we're working on. And then I've got this fella over here. And I actually really like the way that it looks on the map because it's meant to be like a spiral. So I'm going to call this beach like my mental state. Because it's spiraling. It's going down. So here we go. Yeah, Steph calls him it all the time, and it makes me so happy. Yeah, it's just like it's a little coral beach. I love it. I'm gonna sleep. Oh, he did. Benson. And that's how he's avoiding copyright. He started his own island and called it Nilly Willy. Oh, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And listen, and he messed up and he did the mistake that all of us make. And he started it. And then you know how to walk away. He'd left some dialogue up and walked away and thought they had paused it. And I'm like, oh, love, darling, that's not paused. And so he did this. He did that. And he was like, oh, it's paused. And I'm like, it's still not fucking paused. It's just, hi, Shelley, how are you going? I loved your island, the pictures. Happy Toowoomba Day, my darling. Happy Toowoomba Day. I was so thrilled when I saw that. It was like a little, you know when you see someone with a quest and they've got that like exclamation point above their head and they're like, oh, that's what happened to me. I was just tapping away, happily listening to the stream. And I saw that. And I was like, that's so neat. Poor Betty. I know. When I realized it, it was like 7 p.m. And I was like, oh, King. Don't even worry about it. It happens to all of us. In fact, I don't know if you guys even remember, we didn't even really have that pause for a long time. You used to just have to play the day through and then you could go. Actually, I'm going to do this out this way. You have to go to bed. So tired. Oh, poor baby. He's sleepy. Well, I hope you have a lovely sleep. Thanks for popping in. I hope it's been I was going to say a wild ride. I hope it's been a time. And I hope your stream went well. And thanks, Shai. Your heart was warm when you told me it was your hometown. It was warm when I saw that somebody else knew that it existed. You smash that like, cheers, King. Sleepsy poo. That's amazing. The castle looks amazing. You guys are doing such a good job. What am I looking for? Ramps that were in here. No, the next one over. Next one over, I said. Yeah, they're right there. Right in front of my face. Benny poo. Yeah, it was so neat. I left just before you chopped down the bottle tree. So my sanity's, I wouldn't say intact, but it's like, there's no change to it. It's fine. My heart doesn't hurt. I do feel a bit for Reaps though. I will let him go, but I feel a bit. Imagine building a castle and you don't even get to rule it because you're the dirty rascal. Oh, that's peasant behavior. That is peasant energy. But it was pretty neat. Imagine being able to build like that. Not around here, folks. You give warnings when you do those things. I need to go and get some more thing. The funny thing is, love, I can see you say lol. I heard you laugh. Palm with plank. And wait, cement. Here we go. Oh, look at that. I didn't even need the nails. But when she knows the recipe, even more of it. I'm still just flabbergasted by how well this has turned out. I mean, arguably, it was all spec, but the little touches, like these little sand dune crevices things, yeah, that I'll claim this. And if you missed that stream last night, all that happened was I stood around, like I do, looked at the camera and told stories while in the background you saw Spec just working for her life. She was putting in the yards. She was like she had the shovel, she had the compactor, she had all the coral. And I was just like, so anyway, do you guys want to hear like a fun ant fact? So that's, yeah, that's how that stream went, by the way. So, and it was such a blessing. I was so appreciative because she said she had a fun time. And I was like, yeah, same, because I did no work. Like, I did nothing. But I did a great job of telling stories. It's like my one talent. I gotta tell you, that's it. That's actually, so my dad is proper artsy, and all of his kids, and I'd always said, except for me, have inherited some sort of like talent. So my sister, she can draw really, really well. Like, she does these really cool doodles. And like my brother even, he's fantastic at music and fantastic on the guitar. And that's another one of Dad's little skills that he's got. And my sister's in radio and Dad was in radio, and I'm just here like, he worked a government job, I work a government job. That's probably the height of like the inheritance from there. But actually, Dad is a really good storyteller. And so I'm going to take what you said, Shelley, and just take that as like, maybe I could be too. And that's my little inheritance from Dad. Like, that's the way that I fit into the family. Because I got to tell you, I don't fit in anywhere else. Like, you all say in the chat, you know, oh, right, she's so quick-witted. And it's like, I'm the dumb one. I'm the slow one. Y'all, we played Jackbox games and I was fighting for my life trying to compete with these guys. It was bad. Hey, Stephafa, how you going? Welcome in. It was, yeah, something else. So, but maybe I can storytell. That could be a thing. That, and I can sometimes tell a joke. Like, my favorite one lately is, why did the chicken cross the road? It's like, why? It's like, because. So, thank you. I'm here all night. Did I get the wrong seeds? I put my river reeds bloody back. That's not what I wanted. Here we go. So I want this and this here. But it's pretty neat. I kind of really like how it's still so clearly a beach, but it's like there's just so much visual interest happening. I'm so impressed with this build. Again, because it's all spec. Oh, I have an amazing talent for storytelling, and I always add humor to make everyone's day better. Oh, listen, that's to make up for the complete lack of emotional depth, Shelley. People are so forgiving when they're laughing. You are funny, creative, witty, and such a talent at beauty. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. What do you call it? It's, spin effects. Let's get some of that down. No, we can't do this nice stuff. My soul actually can't take it. Yeah, let's get this down. Also, are we in the slower group for thinking I'm funny? No. I mean, no, but arguably, you probably wouldn't think it as much if you saw how quick-witted they were. That's the moral of that story. I laughed so hard. We were doing like as I said, Jackbox games, and one of the prompts was like, think of a name of like a judge's dating app. And my stepmom wrote this, like, Your Honor. But when you say it, it's like, you're on her. And I was like, that's so funny. And she did that so quick. I'm still laughing about it to this day, I can assure you. I think it's the funniest thing. So, oh dear. It's good stuff though. I love my family and I miss them. And it's like, because we don't get to see each other that often, because all of us just kind of went to our, respective corners of the country. We're like, we'll see you at Christmas kind of energy. But you don't know them, so what the heart don't know, it doesn't ache for. That's actually the sweetest, like, saying I've ever heard. What it doesn't know, it doesn't ache for. Unfortunately, though, Sarah, is like, I know you now, and now it aches for you. And you're already married. What's the point of living? Who knows? Let's get some up here. This needs some rocks on top, I think. We could always fly to Melbourne and see them. I would love that. Why don't we fly there in March when the Titanic exhibit's there? That's all I'm saying. I think we should do it. They've got, Ben very excitedly told me about the Titanic exhibit and how they've even got a room that's as cold as it was the night of the the night that it sunk. Yeah, I can just see it. It's the one time that I beat the delay, where I've said what you've said before you. Yeah. Like, I just think it's really neat. And, they've even got water that was the temperature of the water. And some guy put his hand in there and it only lasted, 20 seconds before he had to pull out his arm because it was burning. And I'm like, chicken. No, that'd be me. I can't stand, I used to not be able to stand the cold. And then I met Ben, who's always hot, which means the fan's always on. So now I've acclimated to that and I can't stand the heat anymore like I used to. And I grew up in Burke, which is prime heat, prime Australian heat right there. I should film a vlog when I go. That'd be pretty neat. Do I know anything about filming a vlog? Absolutely not. But it would be pretty neat to see. You can watch me knead it out. Knead it out? Hold on. I need to check if I read that right. Yep, I'm going to assume I did because it's doing the stupid dumb thing. I don't know how to do, as cool as this beach is, I don't know how to do this transition. And I'm hoping to get Spec back and we can finish this tiki bar. But I feel like this needs something like here, probably just a little dune maybe. Just maybe just a little bit thicker like there. Like that, just a little dune. Oh, nerd out. They have artifacts recovered from the actual wreck. And your ticket is modelled after the boarding pass. That's so cool. I really hope that you can keep your ticket when you leave. None of us do. Aim your camera and hit record. I'm just going to do really increasingly weird shots, Sarah. So it's gotta have it facing down. So you're looking up, up my nose as I look around. Just everywhere's weird. With great sadness, I must go. If you're still streaming when I get to work, I will see you again. If not, have a great rest of your stream. Have a lovely commute and a lovely day at work. I hope it goes quick. I hope they pay you more than they ought to. Not ought to. More than they need to. I hope you're overpaid is what I was trying to say, but I don't think that kind of came through. What I should do to fix it is say it wrong 3 more times. Just to really cement it in. What about a boardwalk with dunes either side leading to the beach? Oh, yeah. Okay, because we have, we've got this fella here and stuff thing. And then we could do it like dunes out that way, maybe. Is that what you mean? Um, yeah, you're gonna have to go and get ready for the Jersey stream. Well, I hope you have a lovely stream with Jersey. I will definitely pop in and say hello. That's only a little over an hour away. So I could do that. I'm a big girl. I could stay up like that. And I hope it goes. I haven't wished Jersey any struggles, Sarah. In fact, I wish him the opposite. I hope it goes really, really easy and that you guys have like the bestest time. Let's go. Hold on, just go like this. If I do that, maybe want to do just a little bit bigger. Or is it weird to be like, is it weird to have it bigger at that end? Should I have it bigger kind of like here? Nice. I love that in Aussie's stream, how he's got the commands that say like nice and live. I love it so much. That's your proper Aussie lingo happening right there. Your Aussie accents. I don't feel like I have one. I feel like my accent, I feel like I slip into British almost. That's the way it feels to me. And do I have any British ancestry? No. Oh, I mean, probably. Like, I'm white, surely. But, yeah. It just comes out of nowhere. Perhaps I've been watching too much Bridgerton. As if there's a thing. As if there's a thing. I sound British. Do I actually? Or just in that, like, do I normally or just in that moment? I know, and this is so weird, but the angrier I get, the more British I sound. It's the strangest thing. Not really? I don't? Okay. Maybe it just feels it sometimes. Not like, I'm not talking like, you know, born and bred British, like, you know, evening governor kind of thing. But like, I feel it in my mouth. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm losing you all. Like you're all thinking that I'm completely mad. Yeah, I slip in and out, mainly when I'm cranky. So that's what I'm saying when I get angry. You don't talk like that. So are you British? But the thing, okay. You don't talk like how I talk, or you don't talk like evening governor. Settle down, Oliver Twist. No, but it feels, maybe it's like the Aussies version of British, you know, like the backwater, the criminals. Oh, I'm going too far. Evening, governor. I love it. That was aimed at you, babe. Sorry. No, I did not take that to heart as I should have. Right. I probably want it. What's the entrance to where this tiki bar is going to be? Peaky Blinders. I love Peaky Blinders so much. Let's bring it back to like filthy men. But like Peaky Blinders, they do get filthy in that, but also when they're all scrubbed up nice, still proper good. And also like Tom Hardy, of course. So if we're doing a sand dune right there, the entrance to the tiki bar looks a little strange here. We could probably do, if I just back that up a little, and that. We could do through there, like this, or we could do like some sort of desire path around it. But I don't yet know what's going to be like here and here. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit odd. Anyway, you're going to head to bed. You're very tired. I love you and I hope you have a good rest of the stream. No? Oh, sweet dreams. I love you too. I hope everybody had their ears blocked for that. And I'm so excited to watch Chicago with you tomorrow. So it's probably going to be an earlier one because tomorrow is going to be a late one. Because I've got to start work early so I can finish work early so I can leave early and so I can get ready for the theatre. And I'm going to rant again, but if you are going to a theatre, you need to dress up if it's within your means. But like, you need to just dress up. You don't wear casual clothes to a theatre. It's a theatre. Hi, Grammy. How are you going? Welcome in. What about changing... Oh, hold on. The bloody heart's in the way. What about a changing room, outdoor tabs, and a toilet block? Or outdoor taps and a toilet block? That's a good idea. I wouldn't really class this as like a swimming beach, though. Because, like, Australia's, like, renowned for its beaches, right? And we've got kind of two. And you have, like, really rocky beaches, similar to what I'm building now. And they're, like, all your rock pools. And you've got... Like, they're generally, like, pretty awful beaches. And then you've got the really, truly sandy ones, which are just almost all pure sand and shells and lovely to swim at. And so people tend to avoid these ones to swim at because it's like, it sucks to walk on. You know, and we have a choice. So we choose the nice soft sand. So this one's like more like an exploratory, you just walk around, you'd still be like fully clothed and stuff like that. But in saying that, over this side, in this thing here, we're building this with the intention that you would scuba dive in it. Right? And so it's completely safe to scuba dive in. There's actually like to scuba dive in. There's no direct threats to your health and safety in here whatsoever. So we'd probably want something like that around here, I think, actually. Yeah, it's probably fine to swim in that. No dramas at all. Which still kind of leaves me to the point of like, what to do? I'm not a fan of all these mangroves, but I do really like how when we're on this side, that you can't really see the beach. So it's actually this really nice sort of like feature happening. Bruce is a friend then? Of course he is. You see, I don't walk around killing all the big blue giants in my world. They're friends. Here we go. Get rid of that. I need to change that. That's on my to-do list for another day. Because when you walk up it, that's when you sort of start to see the whole beach thing happen. But what to do? You go give him a hug then from Nanny. Watch it. I will. Here we go. Watch this. See, look at that. Ain't nothing but a thing. Nice big hug. That's from Nanny, by the way. I don't think he has ears, so I'm not sure if he heard. What about some Nanny-style waterfalls? Are they... I need to know. Okay, so I've got a waterfall up here. And it's funny that you say Nanny-style waterfall, because this up here reminds me of you, because I was watching your tour with Ozzy while I was working on this. It looks like this because I pilfered the water beds because I ran out. So, and this is going to extend out. And actually, here's a fun little thing. So, Serendipity and I are going to be building a coffee shop, and we're going to be doing it right here. And I think the backdrop is going to be this sort of waterfall here. I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility that the waterfall would extend out this way. What I'm curious about, though, is whether or not it would look just a little bit strange. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would... Like, it's... This is... Everyone who's in here like, oh, you know, you can build. And I'm like, no, I can't. Look, listen to this struggle. That I have no idea what I'm doing. And this transition actually from like red dirt to sand is what it's like in Australia. So that would be perfect, do you reckon? Just add in a few more rocks and trees. So if we just then, let's pull this one out. So if we just like extended it out and slowly worked it down to there almost. And we could have this sort of like come up maybe here. Maybe? What in the world? And see, and the thing is, you all make it so beautiful and you make it look so easy. Oh, my pockets are full. There we go. And then that could kind of like come up as part of this. And I remember watching, it was a spec stream and I think it was on your island, Nanny. This is back when I still wasn't all that familiar with spec. And so I wasn't too sure, but she did like, it was like this great big kind of flat area, almost like a river. And that was a waterfall. And it was, at no point would I have ever have thought to myself to even try it like that. But it was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. And I'm reasonably sure, well, I would have subscribed anyway, but I'm reasonably sure that's when I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. I've made the right choice in watching this person. Oh, speaking of, that reminds me, if you haven't already, I would love it if you all could go to that link there and just go and nominate Spec for the Hidden Gem Award. I just think that would be really, really neat. And she absolutely deserves it. She's such a sweetheart. You'll keep building coffee shops. They're going to need to invent the brand Dinkum Coffee for everyone to drink. Well, that's what I said. I said to her, like, hey, listen, Queen, do you want to do something else? Like, are you a bit bored of these? And she said she was fine. I was like, oh, okay. Can I make my stream channel in my Discord an announcement channel so I can follow it in your Discord? Yes. What does that mean? I didn't even share this stream happening actually, so that's on me. I was too busy watching your stream. So, and it's my fault because I get caught up, especially when I'm watching like multiple streams at once. I think it might have been Tax Lake and Waterfalls. It was an awesome build. It was amazing. It was so amazing. You'll send me instructions. Yes, please, because I have no idea. Actually, the one mod in my Discord is he's my wife's husband, meaning that he's actually married to my best friend, and she refused to marry me because she met him. So you know, we tolerate each other. That's a lie. We get along really well. He's a really great person. But we're both married to the same person, and only one of us is married legitimately, and it breaks my heart every day. But he set almost everything up because I had no idea what I was doing. And I watched like tutorials on how to set up the channels and stuff. So I did the channels, but he came in and he's like, listen, I beefed your security. I've added like roles and stuff, so you're not going to get like all these bots come in and all of this. And I was just like, what? What do you mean by this? What are these words that you're saying to me? I'm so technologically stupid. It's not funny. Your daughter did mine. Oh, yours. Do you have it? I don't think I'm a part of your Discord, Nanny. And I would love to be. I didn't know you had one. Is that in your like your profile description thingy thing? Hold on. Sorry, I went to have a look at it. It'll send me. Okay. So, oh my god, I just like invited myself to yours. Imagine if it was private. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, you do, Grammy. So I've joined yours. I'm not very active in Discord. I'll admit, I'm not. I find it so hard to keep on top of everyone's. I need to be a part of them all. I need to I want to see what's happening, but it's like I so rarely chat. And I see these Discord channels, like in the general chat, and people will post all these gifs of like good morning and like happy holidays and all of this. And I love in Serendipity's Discord, I think it's Aunt Meow or Captain Meow or something catty, and they post cat memes, and I live for them. They bring me so much joy. I love them so much. And I hope they never stop. But I would never. I just can't keep up. Thank you so much. I'll join. It's what it's like to have friends. Are we friends? Oh dear. Oh, it's a menace. I'm a menace. And I'm drastically declining in mental state the later it gets. I'm so tired, y'all. It's earlier this week, and bless Ben and his just absolute patience. So I haven't had like a almost single moment to kind of just rest. And you know where you just like rest and rot. And I hadn't had that in months. It was just like go, go, go. And the days that I was like, sweet, this is it. It's going to be a rest day. Like something would pop up. And I was just like fuming and like so woefully unprepared to deal with just normal everyday life. That's all it was. And I genuinely just couldn't cope. And so what I did was, instead of reaching out to my friends and being like, hey, I'm not really feeling myself, or hey, something's not right. What I did was I bottled it all up until I just kind of like exploded into this great big like crying mess, which I just think is actually, really emotionally healthy of me. Got it all out at once. So efficient. It was emotionally efficient. It's the way that I would describe what happened. And it was the funniest thing because I woke up the very next day and I was like, you know what? I think I'm fixed. I don't think I'm sad at all, actually. Like, this is it. I'm ready for everyday life. And I have been. I've been, like, I went to Kmart today and I got these whiteboards and I put them up on the fridge. And I'm like, these are the chores that I think that need to be done. And I don't want to all just, like, solely rest on me. So, like, these are the days that I expect for them to get done. And this is how we're going to share the load. And all of this. I was so proactive. Bearing in mind, I was also taking feedback. It was a conversation and Ben contributed. But essentially, it was just like that. And it's like, it's such the stark difference, because I don't know if anyone else here has sort of like depressive slumps, similar to what I just went through. But when you get out of it, is like the most productive that you will ever be. And it's like, and this is it. It's like, when you get out of a depressive slump, it's like New Year's Eve. You're like, new slump, new me kind of attitude to it. And that's sort of what's happening. And what, like, the whole reason why I got into this was because I was like, and this is it. I'm going to be more active in the Discord servers. I'm going to, like, if I want to feel connected to this community, I'm going to make and like make an effort to connect to this community. And just so you know, I've done jack shit towards that goal, by the way. So it's going great. But yes. So if you see me randomly pop up really, really proactive, that's what's happened. So yours is very low key because you don't stream. It's mostly friends and family, but don't let that put you off. You're very welcome. Oh, thanks. And a friend started set up your Discord. Then I learned as much as I could. I tried to get people to be active, but I suck at being active yourself. I feel you. I feel you so much. And like I'm low because mine's not very active either, and I'm also kind of low key grateful for it because then I don't feel like I have to be, despite what I just said. So yeah, it's funny. You don't know a lot about Discord, still learning. Hell, still trying to learn YouTube and how to create better videos and thumbnails. I feel you on a soul level, Grammy. I gotta tell you, it's so hard. And it's like, I have this sort of content plan of what I want to create and sort of like a plan of attack of what I want to do. And I know that I want to do a series, like a YouTube series on, and this is actual videos because I know I haven't been making any. And I want to do like a how to play Dinkum because my strengths, despite my streams being almost solely about building, my strengths are in playing the game. I just really enjoy playing. I really enjoy mine runs and I really enjoy doing quests and I really enjoy, I wish these milestones, I wish there was an easier way to see which ones you've completed and which ones you haven't, because completing all of these, I would love to do, and there's no way to see which ones you've done. And look, I've even got some, I don't even know what these are. Or even just some sort of way that you could organize your milestones and things like that. So you could just work out what you've got, what you haven't, what's completed, what's not. This is doing all of these. This is my favorite stuff. They call it and hoarding stuff. So goblin gaming, is the term I've heard. You wanted to do a series on Lego Fortnite, but the videos didn't get a lot of views. Oh, I'm sorry, Grammy. Don't let that discourage you, though. Sometimes you've just got to keep going, especially particularly I think for you and I, whose sole focus was Dinkum, to then change, you're not going to get that same interest. You have to, it's almost like you have to build your audience for the new thing that you're introducing. Or so I've heard anyway. So yeah, absolutely. Don't let that discourage you. Especially if it's something that brings you joy. If it brings you joy, it will kind of work itself out. I don't know how gradual I want to do this. If I just do it like that, is that just a strange thing? James has it set up so the daily milestones eventually add up to the regular milestones. So if you do those, plus you're building and crafting, you'll hit all the milestones, supposedly. I get that, but so what happens if you've completed all of your milestones then? Do you not get, your daily milestones? You did get a comment from someone that made you cry and gave you encouragement. Oh, I hope it was a good cry, and I'm so happy that, they encouraged you. I've been so slack with commenting. I've been watching I'm only focused on Dinkum. I'm so sorry, Craig. I just don't have the time to branch out that much. And I'm so behind with Dinkum content as it is. That ridge behind me could do it with jutting out a bit more. Hold on. I'm going to stand still. So to my back, left, right, or front? Do we thinking? No, I'm going to stay still. And I'll wait further instruction. I'll do the smart thing. Mm. Yeah, because I think behind. So, like, this part here could come out a bit more, we're reckoning, because that's also what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure if it was also going to look weird if, like, if all of this was waterfall. Oh, no, no, no. It's not going to stay a straight line. It will be somewhat, like, wavy. I'm just trying to work out how far forward I want to go, um, and what I want in this sort of area, I suppose. He said that he loved your videos because he used to game with his mum before she passed. And you reminded him of her in those times and thanked me for making content. That's so beautiful. What a special moment. That genuinely warms my heart for you. That's really, really lovely. Groki, keep doing your Lego vids, tag them correctly, and share in the Lego Fortnite Discord. They'll eventually gain traction. Absolutely. Yeah. But whatever you do, like, don't give up. That's I I really envy. You know what I need someone to do is to have a series of like how to build series, and like how to build in these small pockets of area that you don't really know what to put in there, because I've got so many of them, because I have that spot there, right? Actually, let's go this way because it's over here. Well, this arguably this spot here, but this tiny little spot, that's one. And I do it to myself because I create them. But oh, all my bloody crops died. Um, and just if we head round here, I have to get rid of that. But like this spot particularly right here. And they're just like tiny, weird little spots. I have no idea what to do. But everybody builds such massive, bloody big builds that I don't. Yeah, I don't know. And they say, like, and it's the same for writing books. It's like, write the book that you want to read. Do the video that you want to watch. And it's like, I can't. Like, I don't know how to do it. That's why I want like a tutorial, like a step-by-step guide on how to think Dinkum. A picnic blanket in the previous place would look cute. See, and this is it, is like, how much is too much? Because a picnic blanket would look cute, right? But I have a picnic blanket just up. You can't really see it from the space. Nope. Bastard. It went all the way over here. Let's get rid of you. All this to just show you a picnic blanket that you already know what looks like, that I hate and I want to rip up, but I've put this so far down on the to-do list. I'm like, I've got other fish to fry. And then maybe I should just put a picnic blanket there. I guess I'm panicked because I'm like, how many picnics are these guys having? Because I've got another picnic blanket just down here. And like this area is kind of cute. A picnic blanket. It's solved. That's what I'll do. A picnic blanket. Easy. It's probably the easiest decision we've made all night. Where did I put this? Because it's really, I really struggle with it. If we keep going through, I said. When I drive now, Grammy, I think of your comment of how you like how I jump off it before it stops, like that. I do it all the time, and I didn't even realize it until you pointed it out. You do big and small builds. You do that, actually. It's like in Animal Crossing. You don't need a full build in small places, and you can do furniture and other stuff in those areas. And that's what I think I'm really struggling with, because I don't think I've ever actually like finished a build. There's no one spot in my island where I'm like, this is finished. Or maybe arguably the quarry island here that I've got. That's probably the most finished thing that I've got. happening. Like even because around here, I've got all these tiny little spots here, but I'm wondering if there should just be like intentional blank spots. This was cool. I need to bring the lawnmower back here. So I really like that. And we have the backside here, which I think, Nanny, this is for your benefit. Because here's where I'd like for us to build. Don't look at all those X's. Gee, it's like my dating history back here. Yes. It's just really hard. And the back of this bank build, I'm not in love with. This needs a, what do you call it? Lawnmower. But I'm just not really particularly in love with this. And I know there's like another small space down here. I mean, I'm getting into this weird spot in my build where there's like so many pockets of really small spaces that I don't know what to do with. And it's like this part here, I thought like Jersey and I were going to kind of be building this together, but I think he's just really, really busy. And so I think that might just have to be something that we tackle ourselves. But it would be cool if like that was his area, but I would settle for that. But that leaves this pocket here really weird. You think it looks amazing? Oh, thank you, Gio. That's really hard. If I have fruit trees in an area, you can always just add some fruit boxes so it looks like someone is collecting the fruit. I do have that. See, and that's simple, right? And I'm like stunting myself almost because I have this whole big story of how Melvin over there leases this fertile land to Sheila to grow the fruit, and it's a big tourist commodity of like come in and pick the seasonal fruit as like a date idea kind of thing. And so like for me, if I put that to somebody else, I'm like, well, Sheila's not going to be having that. She would like pick all the fruit. Why should Sheila pay top dollar for dirt, essentially, for land rights? Just for people to bloody pick fruit elsewhere on the island. But logically, I mean, she doesn't have a monopoly on fruit. People are entitled to food. They could stay. Like, they could bloody, you know. And so it's that I do to myself. And I do it to myself. 100% I do it to myself. And it stunts me because that's a really cute idea, is like a picnic area or fruit trees with boxes or a reading nook. I think I saw you say, Grammy, which was really cute. But why would I build any of those things when I could just whinge, complain, and bitch about it and make it everybody else's problem? You know? So you like how this area looks on the map? It's really cool. Yeah, I used to hate my map, but it's coming along really, really well, I think. There's a few little neat things. Like, I really love how the quarry area looks. You've got like your different dirts and stuff. Not so much a fan of that. This will look cool when this area is done. So this, I want to do like a dog park. This is probably going to have like a pathway along here. And then that little island will be done. So not as in love with this, but that's fine. You live and you learn, you know? But what I'm actually really loving is, I'm going to get rid of that because that's getting rid of the effect. But this beach area, I just think is looking really, really cool. So it's taken a lot of time. I don't think you need to fill every small space. The little rough grass area looks really natural. I think you should just leave as is. This one over, that would be just there. Okay. The longer I look at it, the less I hate it, I suppose. But because the way that I build, or the way that I decide what project I'm going to work on next, is I have like this list of projects that I eventually want to get to. And so I'll be like, oh, this, I think this is the area that I want to build this in. And so I'll kind of clear the area a little bit, and I'll just leave it for however long it takes for an idea to kind of like percolate in there. And then once it sort of starts, like I've got sort of an idea, and then I start it, and that's when it sort of comes to life there. Am I trying to decorate the whole map? I would like to. And I mean, I've done a fair chunk of it. Like, that's at least a quarter. It's a big undertaking. Because I feel like a lot of these builds that I've done here are driven by the NPCs on the island already. So like Erwin's area, like has animals and stuff like that, you know, because Erwin's area, and the museum and the bank being what they are there, and all of that. So everything's kind of been NPC driven. And all of this is likely not going to be. It's probably going to be like, I feel like a big racing track or a big sporting arena would be pretty neat. It's also been done a lot, and I don't know how interesting that's going to be to watch. But yeah, I would like to. I think it'd be really cool. That's the goal anyway. And like Grammy said, decorating Dinkum Island is a marathon, not a sprint. And we've been going, all of this is the accumulation of like months of work. And at some point during that, you think I would have picked up a few skills. I haven't. Not a one. So we're still back to, I don't yet know how to build this. The hard part you're having is sticking to one theme throughout the whole island. You don't have to stick to a whole theme, though. Go crazy. Especially when it's like, when the islands are broken up into little islands as well. That certainly makes it easier. Sorry, I'm just sitting, again, just letting ideas percolate. And I think this one might be something that I just sit with. Especially when Spec and I get to the Tiki Bar again, which I've just completely committed her to that. I haven't even asked her if she'd like to come back and finish it. You know, if we get back to this together again, she might have other ideas on how she wants this to attach. So, because that's another common theme. Sorry, I'm bringing up the map so much right now. But everywhere in my island is accessible from multiple different ways, save for my home island. But like most everything's connected from this big road line. Now this road's going to probably like come up and across here and up. So this is all like supposed to be like a walkie sort of area of the map. We have like the pathing here. So this path here connects to the bridge there and will connect all the way around there. And that goes into Rain's area. You can see 3 ways for the quarry. Same with this way, like here and here. Everywhere on my island is accessible from more than one way. And I think that's where I'm kind of struggling with this, because maybe it doesn't need some sort of path to connect it. Maybe it can just exist as it is. You know? That's what I'm thinking. But I'm not confident in that either. I'm not feeling very confident at all, actually. I guess, like, I was really happy with how this build turned out. This was really, really neat. And it was exactly what I pictured in my head. And I think that's why I'm so surprised. I'm like, what? It's not at all what I'd originally like. Usually when I have something in my head, it never goes to plan that way. But like this kind of did. So it's crazy. I've given you ideas now, mixing it up instead of just one theme. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This has turned out really neat. Do I still have that? Let's no. That. Let's have a look at underwater. It looks so pretty underwater, and I don't understand why you have to hide the HUD to get this sort of brightness from it. Because it's just, I love all the different corals so much. And James did a really, really great job with creating all of these. And then imagine hiding it with poor lighting. He's crazy. He's a madman. Good grief. Hey, Harlow, how you going? You've just joined. I'm actually just about, I'm just about to sign off. So you caught the very end of it. I'll give you a quick little. This is what Spec and I built yesterday. And I guess I've just extended it more to out here, and it's actually in a spiral theme, which I think is really cool. So like the start of the spiral starts here, and it will. Oh, I've hit the HUD. And it kind of like it spirals all the way down right to the middle, which is the coral reef that we were just walking through. You just woke up? I hope you had a lovely sleep. I hope it was filled with lovely, lovely dreams. Know that? Brilliant. Awesome. I'm going to get into a good little spot here, if you don't mind, which I think is going to be right here. And I'm going to take this off. Good grief. Where am I? Here we go. Excellent. And I'm going to pick that up so it can get out of my face. So with that, I just want to thank you all so much for hanging out with me and, just vibing and all the ideas bouncing, which I really appreciate and just love. Love all the things Dinkum Dev has added to the game. Absolutely. He's done like a great job, and that's kind of my point. Like, why hide it? And thank you, Grammy, as well. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you all, everyone, so much for hanging out with me, having a really lovely time. If you can, go and check out Grammy Q. And please, please don't forget to go and nominate Spec for a hidden gem, because it would be so sweet if we could get her that award. She so deserves it. So with that, again, thank you all so much for watching. Keep your standards low, keep your hopes high, and have a wonderful day.